Today we are taking a look at Toru Hagakure from My Hero Academia. This is the Toru Hagakure figure in the Glitter and Glamours line by Banpresto. My Hero Academia is a superhero action series set in a world where many people are born with special abilities called Quirks. Within that story, Toru Hagakure is a student in UA High School's Class 1A, known by the hero name Invisible Girl. Her cheerful personality and unusual quirk give her a very distinct presence in the series. Today's highlights for this figure are the distinctive hairstyle and gradient, the expression that shows surprise and embarrassment at the same time, and the twisted pose that emphasizes the body line. The first highlight is the hairstyle and the gradient. The hair uses a bright yellow-green base, then shifts into deeper green toward the lower backside, while the outward flaring tips include pale pink. Because the short strands around the face, the layered strands at the back, and the outward tips all move in different directions, the color change and the movement of the hair stand out together. The second highlight is the expression. The wide-open eyes create a strong first impression, while the pale pink lines on the cheeks add a softer, emotional detail. The small pulled mouth and the hero suit's blue glove partly covering the face make the surprised eyes and shy expression work together. The third highlight is the pose. The white shirt uses the vertical center line and the horizontal folds under the chest to make the direction of the torso easy to read. At the waist, the shirt leads into the dark blue-green skirt, and the waistband and pleated panels continue the line from the upper body into the lower body. This channel brings you figure reviews and anime merchandise updates straight from Japan. If you enjoyed this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. The face is arranged so that the eyes appear between the fingers of the hero suit's blue glove placed in front, making the expression the central point of the pose. The eyes are opened wide, with green, yellow, and deep blue circles layered inside the white areas. A dark green outline surrounds the eyes, and small jagged lines sit around the outside, clearly separating the shape of the eye area. The eyebrows are thin green lines placed under the bangs, crossing the upper part of the face and strengthening the impression of the opened eyes. Pale pink short lines run diagonally across the cheeks, while the mouth is made as a small sideways shape. The wide eyes, cheek lines, and restrained mouth come together to show both surprise and embarrassment in the same expression. The nose is small and projects slightly forward, connecting the surface change from the cheeks toward the mouth in a natural way. The hair is mainly bright yellow-green, with many small strands separated into layers from the face area to the backside. From the front, the bangs fall from the forehead toward the eyes, and the strands near the center cover part of the face, helping the large eyes and the glove-framed expression stand out. Curved strands sit near the cheeks and flow downward as they frame the outer edge of the face. Pale pink is added to the tips that flare outward, so only the ends switch color within the yellow-green hair. On the backside, the hair overlaps from the neck area to the shoulders, and deeper green mixes into the lower sections, connecting the bright yellow-green near the top to the darker green toward the ends. The back hair is not treated as one flat mass. Thicker and thinner strands overlap in front and back, and the tips along the outer edge bend in different directions, giving the head area a large sense of movement. The upper body is built around a twisted torso with both arms raised in front of the face to create a large flow from the chest to the shoulders to the arms and finally to the hands. The white school uniform shirt has a vertical center seam running from the neck area down through the chest, and that line continues toward the waist, making the direction of the torso easy to read. Under the chest, several horizontal folds overlap and gather toward the center seam, showing how the shirt follows the movement of the body. A small collar sits at the neck and separates the white surface that runs from under the face down toward the chest. The sleeves are short and spread outward as they cover the upper arms, with the skin of the arms continuing directly below the sleeve openings. The hero suit's blue gloves extend past the wrists and are clearly separated from the arms and sleeves as different parts. At the wrist area, pink rectangular panels line up over the blue surface, making the color division around the hands stand out. The hand placed in front has its fingers opened wide, and the eyes appear through the spaces between the fingers, so the glove and the expression overlap in the foreground and background. The other hand is also opened near the face, and its fingertips come close to the outer edge of the hair, expanding the movement around the head. The elbows are bent strongly, and the inner and outer surfaces of the arms shift as the form moves from the shirt sleeves to the bare arms and then into the hero suit's blue gloves. On the backside, the white shirt is narrowed above the waist and then leads into the dark blue-green skirt, so the boundary between the upper body and lower body is clearly marked by the waistband. The lower body is centered on the dark blue-green pleated school uniform skirt, creating a flow from the waist toward the legs. A thicker band sits at the top of the skirt, wrapping around the waist and receiving the lower edge of the white shirt, separating the torso from the skirt. On the front side, vertical pleat lines run downward, dividing the surface into smaller panels from the center toward the outside. The hem does not fall as one flat sheet. Each folded panel creates its own step, with some parts overlapping the thighs and other parts moving farther inward. On the backside, the pleats fall longer from the waist, and the repeated vertical lines make the spread of the skirt readable even in the seated pose. The legs are bent and placed toward the floor, with rounded surfaces continuing from the thighs to the knees and then toward the feet. On the front side, the roundness of the knees is prominent, and the skirt hem overlaps the thighs, clearly connecting the waist area to the legs. A shallow inward curve appears along the inner area of the legs, creating a soft surface change around the bent knees. The hero suit's light-colored boots are divided from the legs by the thick openings around the calves. The toes of the boots extend forward in a rounded shape, and a separate colored sole surface appears on the underside facing the floor. From the back, the 2 feet open outward, and the rounded back surface of the skirt and the sole surfaces of the boots appear within the same area, making the spread of the seated pose clear across the lower body. This figure is approximately 13 centimeters tall. That's about 5.1 inches. For size comparison, here's a 350 milliliter can. That's about 12 ounces in the US. Overall, Toru Hagakure by Banpresto stands out because this figure combines a bright expression, layered green hair, a school uniform, and the hero suit's blue gloves and light-colored boots in a seated pose that guides the eye naturally across the whole piece. The face leaves a strong first impression. The eyes are opened wide. The green outline around them makes the shape very clear, and the pale pink cheek lines support the embarrassed feeling. The small sideways mouth keeps that expression from becoming too strong, while the hero suit's blue glove in front of the face lets the eyes appear through the spaces between the fingers. The hair strengthens that presentation very effectively. The strands around the face frame the cheeks and eyes, while the back sections spread into layered shapes that continue down toward the shoulders. The bright yellow-green base, deeper green lower sections, and pale pink tips give the hair a clear color shift without separating it from the shape of the head. The upper body works well because the uniform layout and the pose support each other closely. The white shirt has a center seam running down the chest, and the folds under the chest gather toward that line, making the twist of the torso easy to follow. The short sleeves lead into the arms, and the wrists then switch into the hero suit's blue gloves, with pink rectangular panels adding a clear detail around the hands. The lower body gives the seated pose a wide and readable shape. The dark blue-green pleated skirt separates the waist from the legs, and the folded panels overlap the thighs in a way that follows the bent pose. The rounded knees, outward opened feet, and the hero suit's light-colored boots complete the lower half without breaking the flow from the skirt into the legs. What makes the figure especially effective is the way all of these elements connect. The eye can move from the glove in front of the face to the eyes, then through the hair, arms, twisted torso, skirt, and boots without feeling stuck. Because of that, fans of My Hero Academia or Toru Hagakure will likely enjoy this piece very much. Collectors who like expressive faces, school uniform arrangements, and seated poses with clear body movement should find it a very satisfying addition. That's it for this video. If there's any part of the figure you liked, feel free to leave a comment and share your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.